Hi everyone, welcome to a new video. I wanted to do a different kind of video this week, and share with you a technique which I use in pretty much all of my models. It's a very powerful technique, and I'm not exaggerating to say that I use it in pretty much out of 10 of my models. I use this all the time. It's not a technique that I've developed myself. It's quite common, I feel, although a lot of people don't use it. It's a technique which I myself have seen on YouTube quite a few times. Um, the person I saw use it the best was Chris Plush, who is the guy who does the car tutorials, which I've in the past bought. They're incredibly fun to do. Um, so he uses it a lot to in the building of the cars, to create very nice smooth surfaces. So this is the shrink wrap method, where you use a guide to basically maintain good edge flow and good reflections on your mesh. There's two two different use cases here. One is, like I said, to keep the mesh in place, and another one is just, personally, I'm quite a lazy person, and I find that if you use this method, you can save quite a lot of time pushing and pulling vertices around. So if we test here quickly, we have just quite a simple mesh here, and we'll add to it a subdivision surface and duplicate it. First, we can just get the edges, increase them. This can be our plane, duplicate, and this can be our guide. We preferably want to have our guide a little bit higher in subdivision levels, and then we can hide it. So let's have a quick look at the problem here. We can maybe turn on wireframe to help us a little bit. So you see here, no real problem with the mesh at this point. It's very smooth. Reflections follow through very nicely. But what will inevitably happen is that you will need to make changes to this mesh. So even at the first point here, if we take it on the side, you can see for a smooth mesh, you need to have good spacing between the vertices, and it needs to be a very, very smooth flow. If we were to add a cut here, you already see a small crease. I don't know if you can really see it here, but if we look on the side, see, this vertices really should be here. So whenever you start adding cuts, it destroys the flow. So you have like a flat piece here, and this is a problem. If you want to have a smooth surface. So if we just take this away quickly, I can give you maybe a better example. This is what it looks like without the subdivision. So now we've just taken away a square, but you will want to have a subdivision on this. So now you can see there's pinching. It almost looks like a vortex in the middle here, which is not great. If we take away the wireframe, this angle, you can see this is not good. And that's because we've introduced a hole, among other things. And if we were to then sharpen here, this wouldn't be so much of a problem because there is no curving going down through the mesh. There is, however, curving to the side here. Well, yeah, even here you can see there is some craziness going on. But if we added 2 more creases here to sharpen up the edges. Now, you can see on this mesh, this looks absolutely terrible. The reason is, like I said, we're disturbing the edge flow out here. There is no longer good spacing. So how do we get around this? This is the method I use a lot. If you go onto the mesh, add a deform shrink wrap, and then you use the guide mesh, suddenly it looks a lot better. The reason behind this is that we're using this whole mesh as a guide for where the vertices should be. So if we went back in here now and just say, for instance, if we apply, these vertices will try to find their way to the curve, but either way, it's still not that great. You don't want to apply it here. If you did eventually want to apply it, you would need to add your subdivision and the shrink wrap, and then you have good edge flow again. So this is the one thing I do use quite a lot. I think everybody uses this technique. It's incredibly powerful. It's almost essential, really, to make any kind of light cuts on a surface. So that's the first scenario, which this is just the most powerful blender tool I use. But we can, I can show you the next one. Okay, so the next method or technique, it's not really a technique, it's the same technique, it's the same reason why I use this, is what I say is often laziness. Because if you have a guide mesh which is attracting all the vertices, then there's a lot less pressure on you to actually try and place the vertices in the right place. If you want to maintain this curve, you need to put the vertices on this curve. And if you have the shrink wrap method going, or if you're using it, then it's pulling all the vertices to the right place. So what you can do, you can just go ahead and model, and at the end just use the shrink wrap to put all the vertices in the right place. We can see if we can give a idea of what I mean here. So if we take this and we could do an inset already, rotate 22.5, just so it will give us easier options to connect here. So we snap it to the mesh, and then we join, Control J. Take away the subdivision. So now let's try and join the mesh together, try and stitch it in. We would need to take away these here edges. This isn't going to be pretty geometry, to be honest, but I don't really care. It just shows the technique even better, really. Yeah, maybe that will do it. So, shade smooth. This is now what our mesh looks like. Let's check the normals. There you go. So this is what the mesh looks like after we've stitched it together. Okay, you can probably get a lot better geometry here. I'm not going to put too much time into this, but when we add the subdivision, still it makes it round. It's how we want it to be, but you can see the mesh sucks terribly. If we go to the side, you can see all of our vertices are all over the place. That's not what we want. So if we did, again, add our shrink wrap, use the guide, suddenly our mesh is great. You can see the difference here. And what you can do is you can duplicate and apply. So now when you apply, it's moved the vertices as best as it can closer to the original guide mesh. To get it perfect, you will need to apply a subdivision, get more geometry, then it has more vertices to put into the right place. But anyway, I use this a lot. Whenever I'm adding cuts and geometry to a mesh, I don't care so much about where the vertices be in place, because I will just use the shrink wrap in the end to put everything, to sync everything together. So that's pretty much what I wanted to show you guys. Have a play with it, check it out, see what you think. Like I said, I'm not exaggerating when I say that this is probably the most powerful technique I've found in Blender. I use it for absolutely everything. If you go watch some of my videos, you no doubt stumble upon me using this. So, thanks for listening. Goodbye.